Did you guys catch this? There was a tennis match over the weekend. And I'm not a big tennis guy, and you likely are not either here, but Djokovic is the guy's name. Very good player, possibly like the top ranked guy in the world, but he's up there if he's not number one. Apparently has a temper when he's playing, and he hit some ball, and the ball went and hit a lines judge, right in the throat. Hit this gal like right in the Adam's apple. And it was an accident. He whacked the ball, and this is where it went, and she was standing there, and it hit her, but he was disqualified, thrown out of the event for it, and did not protest. So that must be like a rule in tennis. Must be a rule in tennis. Okay, fine. Set that aside. John McEnroe comes out and says Djokovic has to be, no, he says Djokovic will be the bad guy forever because of this in tennis. And the question is he right? And the answer is no, I don't think so at all. I don't believe the story that he has to be. And I would even encourage him to go in and out and back and forth. Vince McMahon believes that every character needs some kind of an adaptation every 12 months. And it can be a slight tweak all the way to a brand new gimmick, but he needs a change over 12 months or it gets stale. I think what McEnroe could have said better is that he has an opportunity to now run with this and be the bad guy of tennis for all time. There is a story there. If he would like to use it, if he would like to steer in it, he has an opportunity to. I thought he handled it like a gentleman. He rocked right up to the woman as he was leaving the court and then going to leave the facility because he is now being removed. Put his arm up to her, of which she accepted, and he said, I'm sorry about that. That was an accident. So I only share with you there's a couple of ways to do it. However, to McEnroe's point, you now have a story, and if you don't have a story and a willful partner, it does not matter how bad you hate your opponent is now your partner, at least for one night. And if he's not going to meet you halfway, if you find that you're out there doing 10 pieces of media and you can't find one that he did, you now have a bad partner. And you're going to end up with the result that you're going to think. And like in any business relationship, you can still make it even if you got a partner who's dead weight, but you're not going to make it near as far as if you both work towards the same thing. One of the songs that has transcended time, and this was written, I heard it the first time, man, I was a kid in the 80s. I don't know the year that it was written. It could have been written in the 70s. I believe it was written in the 80s. It was by Charlie Daniels. It's called The Devil Went Down to Georgia. The song opens like this. The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. He saw a young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what. I bet you didn't know it, but I am a fiddle player too, and if you care to take a dare, I will make a bet with you. You play a pretty good fiddle, son, but give the devil his due. I'll bet a fiddle of gold against your soul to think I am better than you. You have a who, what, when, why, and where. If you think that song has transcended time because you liked the beat or the drums or you were into Charlie Daniels in a cowboy hat, you're wrong. The song told a story. It identified who. The devil went down to Georgia. It identified where. It then identified some kind of a prize, which was a fiddle of gold. It then identified what you have to lose, which is your soul. It's a very interesting opening verse, but it covers the who, what, when, why, and where, and now you're attached, and now the devil's partner, who is Johnny, responds. And he said, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet, and you're going to regret because I am the best that there has ever been. You now have a partner who did his job in establishing the acceptance of the challenge and turning it back on the devil that he was not going to flinch. If you believe that you like that song because you like the beat, and that is the reason it has stuck around for a longer time than I can even tell you. I just know I heard it in the 80s. I also know that I watched the Olympics when they were held in Atlanta, And the gymnast who got the highest score was smart enough to butter up the crowd and the judges by doing her floor routine to The Devil Went Down to Georgia. I can also tell you in 2016, another gymnast ripped off that gymnast from 96 and did another floor routine in a totally different country to The Devil Went Down to Georgia. But it brings the crowd to their feet and it puts the judges in a very good spirit. There are politics as to why gymnasts use certain songs for certain floor routines. And a boring gymnast will use a song that she just thinks has a good beat. And a wise gymnast will use a song that evokes an emotion. You cannot evoke an emotion if you don't tell a story, and you cannot tell a story if you do not have a who, what, when, why, and where.